No more am I fucking stopping that. Fairly annoyed with myself at the moment right now because it's 9 o'clock. And I swore to myself again I was going to do this, have this, be doing this at 8, and then about 8:30, and then have it up. I don't know what it is. Ever since I started this channel, I've been making these videos. Not one time have I ever started at 8 o'clock like I wanted to. I guess I must not really want to, huh? I mean, it's really annoying me. And today I was real close. But who the fuck wants to hear about this? This is what I hate when I do. I get, as soon as the thing's on, the plans go out of my head and something else always fucking comes in. Oh. Stick with the facts. Hello, my name is Jason. First, thank you. I'd like to thank you for clicking on my little video. And my name is Jason. All right, it is Monday, March 9th. It was very extremely beautiful today. 73 degrees. I've had a challenging day. What doesn't challenge me, you know? But this is day number 2 of 2.5 hours of sleep in a row. Yes, it happened again to me last night after all that fucking shit. Right, so yesterday, Sunday, I get 2.5 hours of sleep. I don't want to go into it, all that, but that's what I got, 2.5 Sunday night. Now, last night, you know, I was kind of rebounded from my little meltdown I had from it in that morning, yesterday morning, and it's so bad. I'm like, this is like really bad level sleep. I need it tonight. You know, so I went to bed around late last night. I stayed up too late. I should have known. I should have planned for Murphy. But I was like, yeah, guaranteed I'm going to go out and get at least 4 or 5 hours of sleep, or maybe 6, because I only had 2.5. And some idiot for that, for staying up that late yesterday, but on its own, 6:30, Jason, time to go again. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And there I like have that moment again, like No Country for Old Men, the guy who can't sleep. Oh fuck it, forget it. I'm like, again, and I'm thinking like, and I'm like fighting already. I'm not even awake a minute, you know, and after 2.5 hours, and I'm already fighting thoughts in my head about how is this badly is this going to affect me today now, you know, you know, perhaps just having my own ears hear what I'm saying, thinking it is one thing, but actually coming out like this for me helps more. And just sleep level badness, I get really bad sporadic blanks. It just comes and takes whatever thoughts in my head and pushes it right out. Just vanish. Ooh, it can get so bad, I swear to God, I can go like this. Yeah. At a real bad level, I can be here and be like, and think to myself, I gotta, you know, I gotta go over there and get those paper towels, you know, I need paper towels. So where the fuck am I going? What the fuck am I doing up? You know, it's literally as I'm walking across the room towards the objective, it sometimes vanishes from my head, and sometimes it'll come right back, and other times it'll be groping like a fucking idiot, and that's when you hear me going a lot of the times, you know. I'm I'm a funny piece of work sometimes. A lot of it's my fault, but it's not. I'm so bad. It's like I think, I don't think, I know my emotional intelligence, when it comes to, like some basic human interaction, I don't have it. I really don't. I know a lot of times back in the day, um, when I had friends and plural people hanging out and meeting and interacting and all that stuff. So I realize I'm a 48-year-old here, like going on 20 something. Uh, like I remember I used to ask my ex-wife. I used to ask the woman I was with for like 5 years after I split up and got divorced, and probably some others. In certain situations, like I don't know. I trust their judgment more than mine with certain things. Maybe that wasn't good though, for me just bailing the task to someone else. Therefore, I do not process it. I do not figure it out. I just merely take a shortcut by doing something stupid like that. Now those days are over. People are gone. I'm seemingly the only one left that I know of that's not battened down to some place or thing or relationship or marriage or something for life at this point. And again, what do someone like me, it's clear, there's nothing. Just forget about it and keep going, and hope one day she finds you. But until then, why don't I stick to my plan sometimes when I do these talking blocks? I have a specific plan. And now it's too late to start and stop over again. So I should have followed it before I started. And my plan was, I'm working on the book. I did some work on the book today, again, even with 5 hours of sleep in the past 2 days. Good workout at the gym, which is that's almost more important than food. It's like right, just barely below food and air and water. I knew I was going to be space brainy, but I trying to commit to at least one steady vlog every friggin' night or day. And my mom, it's easy. I can do that. It's just I've yet to do it. I've yet to do it 7 days yet. So that's the other little thing I'm throwing that gauntlet I'm throwing for myself this week. At first, I'm like, I'll do 3 a day for 7 days. That'll be a good challenge. That'll keep me fucking busy. See, I over like things. Initially, my intentions are good, but I'm misjudging it. I swear, like my delusional thinking, gets in, and that's where I've had to really watch it. Being by myself again, not even like I look back at I was in a relationship for like a year before I came back here to Jersey in February 2019. Broke up on Valentine's Day. I'm from New York, and moved back down here. And since then, even that relationship, she was for a while would be kind of okay sometimes. You can tell, well, she can tell every time. Like when I'm having a little bit of a difficulty with something or someone or something, And no, Jason, don't do that. Oh, no, you don't want to, stop. What? No, you don't mean that. You, okay, and then I kind of I get I get lulled into, and I'm like, huh, oh, this companionship stuff's nice, But the reality is, if you to crave companionship is to worship at the altar of self-neglect. So what I thought was cool is when I was working on the book today, not that long, but still work every day like I wanted to do, and a handful more pages, and I was going through it, Xeroxing stuff from my notebooks. I brought a couple other ones up there, and I grabbed this one, and this is like pretty interesting. I'm a little afraid of it actually, because this is from 2009, after I was separated for almost a year at this point, 7 months, and the divorce was a couple months away. So this whole book is that, being separated from my, you know, girls, my daughters, the thing that matters most out of their everyday life. And at the time, my ex-wife, I wanted to get back with her at the time. And, of course, I didn't get, it's not my storyline. I get to have kids, have them for 10 years, and then have them taken, and so it was fucking hard. And as usual, for my whole life, and I guess kind of, I wouldn't say what we wanted, it would have been nice to have some kind of fucking somebody in the world, help you, guide you, tell you some things, whatever, but anyway, to get myself through that, because I was with her for 18 years, 2 kids, married for 12, and pretty much as my whole adult life. I met her at 20, I went all the way till 38 when we were sober and moved out, and divorce proceedings, and now I'm in post-divorce. But looking back too now at the time, yeah, I mean, I had got through on my own, but it was very hard, extremely hard. And also too, I remember the same month that we had our final argument and fight when I left the house, and some of the kids and everything, and so I'm still, honorable about that stuff. So that same week that me and her split up after 18 years, that same week I got fired from my job because of some shiesty shit that I didn't do. But anyway, and then they tried to hold my unemployment, and they did. They had it held for an extra couple, like 2.5 months. I had like nothing. So I got that. I got those 2 lumps right in 1 week, and then we're like, what? This is now just the rest of my life. Get used to not having my kid and all that. Everyone goes through the divorce. Now it's a different scenario. Like, we all got through it, and everything's okay. All right, enough talk about my. Look, a lot of this is asleep. I will hopefully sleep. That'll make it. I do. Perhaps not. Okay. Let me just read this first entry of 2009. Again, I definitely never read any of this, and I've never even printed it up or nothing. I just kept journals because that's my way. I've always done, and I knew then too. Like, it's gonna be a crazy fucking time the next couple of years or whatever. 9/21/09, 14:10 hours. Starting a new journal today. I found this awesome notebook with the front covered with sharks. I love sharks, especially the great white. A lot of times I feel like a shark, especially the great white. It is a perfect rogue, swims by itself, a near perfect predator, stays by itself, even among other great whites. I've always been fascinated and intrigued by them since I was like 6 years old, and someone brought me to the movie Jaws, I remember. Kind of weird, I guess, but the shark was my hero. But fuck it, it's my truth. A lot of things going on in my life right now, both good and bad. I will get to them at some point in this journal, but not today. I have to get in the flow of journal writing again before I can accurately write about certain things. As for the rest of today, I will be working on the writing and layout for my new business cards for teaching private lessons, road combatives. I also have to make two difficult phone calls I've been putting off. One to a lawyer and one to a guy whose car I hit a few months ago. I'll be happy and relieved after I make those calls. Alright, I think I'll just stop there. This next one is going to court. Oh, that bullshit, man. Yeah, that was bullshit. Alright, so see how chicken shit I am? Oh, one entry, I gotta put it back for a while. But it's just because I don't want to infect this anymore. I'm really working to smooth this out and correct it. And figure everything out and untie the knots and have a good, solid life. Where I feel my feet on the ground when I'm walking, and I'm standing there and leaning forward into time each day and stuff, and not, like, I know those days are there for me again. They're close. I can feel them. And that's why I refuse to let myself slip in certain areas. Certain areas I'm like gravity with. There's no change. Absolutely not. I will not vary. Nothing. Like, that's the course. That's what I want. And I go after it until I'm dead. That's it. That's kind of maybe the only little talent, if I have a talent, is that ability to lock on something and just really not be able to let it go, even if I want to, somewhere down the road. I did that with the black belt. And a lot of these tattoos, the ones that started spilling out like all over, I remember back in not the only reason I got them, but one of the main reasons. I remember, I wasn't a black belt, I was still getting them, but I remember I had this thought. Again, it's not something I thought of. I just had the thought, and it was, go ahead, get whatever tattoos you want, maybe even be a little excessive, because what that will do is that will ensure I stay on the path doing the martial arts, and at the time I was learning how to be a tattooer, and that should any time down the road in the future I ever get wishy-washy and want to change my mind, I want to have it so where I can't really get anything else, any other work, another job, nothing. That's what I have to stick with, no matter what. And it kind of has worked. I'm telling you, there's been a few times where I would have, I'm done with it, both pre and post divorce. And they did get in the way a few times, like during those times too. That did work. I don't know. I forget, do so much, but just gotta keep hitting, Okay, alright, I'm doing that shit where I'm pausing too much. That means that signal stop, I wanted to read y'all one more little writing piece. I think this is from '95, but yeah, '95. I read it and made me laugh. I'm laughing at my own writing. So here's a. Book. Wait, where's my new sheets? The fuck am I? Oh, here it is. Put almost 10 new pages in today, dude. Alright. I will destroy. I will rise. I will overcome. I'm just getting started. Watch out. I bet you can't do what I do. Focused. Taking the road less traveled. No weakling can walk in these shoes. Only an idiot can. See, I got a kick out of that. I wrote that in '95. But yeah, no more. But finish, Jason. Follow through. Follow through. That's what matters, no matter what. Okay. I'm going to sign off because if I space out and dip out one more time, I'm going to bash myself and I'm going to leave it on there. Now what am I doing? I'm trying to provoke myself, taunt myself. I'm going to kick my own ass. You know, like what goes on in here sometimes? I don't know, but when I don't get sleep, it's weird, you know, and that's at its best. I don't like making people feel afraid around me. You know, people see, like it happens and it bugs me, and I know that people are trying not to bug me and they're trying to be like the opposite of bugging, but they're being more, is when people like show like the over respect, you know, like too much, you know. I don't like that because that's, I think something like, okay, they're afraid or something's wrong, that's why they're doing this, and I'm not that kind of a person, but I just must give that off, you know. And I don't know what I can do about that, you know. I need to shut up. Thing in my lip. Did it before. I wanted to read my 2001 journal. That's not happening today. I hope I get sleep, but that's it. I'm gonna shut the. I don't like it when I get like this, but this again, I gotta remember this is sleep. I gotta pat myself on the back actually, because 2.5 hours, and I did it, and I did my shit, but I feel like a lunatic times. And a lot of the times I just realize too, I pause, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay. Thank you. Um, Good evening. Bye.